What up, YouTube? It's your boy Banks, and we back in the building, you feel me? It's True Talks, cause True Talks, alright? Let's get straight right into it. Alright, so we're gonna be doing a video on what I feel, cause it's only right, you know what I mean, with the regular season starting tonight with the Raptors doing their championship banner opening ring ceremony at 8 p.m. And then 10:30 you got the LA Showdown. You know what I'm saying? And it's only right to talk about what I feel and what I believe the top 5 players are in the NBA at this current moment before the season starts, obviously. So when I say at this current moment, it's not for what I expect to happen during the season. It's what it is right now. What it is right now, according to what we just saw last season, meaning the season and the playoffs, all incorporated, and the finals up to this point. So current status of top 5 NBA players. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we have here. That's what I'm going to be talking about. And I'm going to show you where my IQ is coming from. You know, the context into everything. You know, just history. Just how I'm going to break down. Just rating the top 5. Breaking it down. And I'm going to, you know, just go straight into depth with it. And we'll see how y'all think about it and what y'all feel, and you know what I mean? And we could obviously, I already know when it comes to this kind of topic, it's going to be a debate regardless. Everything's always a debate, but this is the most IQ reasoning and context that I could come up with and give you, you know what I mean, as to why each person is where they are and why these people are picked. You know what I'm saying? It's only right when the season is starting today, you know what I'm saying, tonight. So it just goes hand in hand. It's just perfect. It meshes. I've been waiting a long time to do this, and I wanted to just wait to this moment because it just gives context and it's just fresh. Especially you can just think about it, especially going into the season. You know what I'm saying? It's just perfect timing. So let's get straight right into it. No, you already know it's True Talks, cause True Talks. You feel me? All right. So before we even get into rating the players, let me just give you context of, because a lot of people don't talk about this, about efficiency, the efficiency rate, and how I view efficiency when it comes to the field goal percentages. There's a lot of context and a lot of deep things to think about when it comes to this sport and the basketball itself, especially offensively when it comes to the players. But you break down the categories from the points per game, rebounds, all of that type of stuff. We already know how to assess those, right? Obviously, there's context with every category, but the context with field goal percentage, because people just look at field goal percentage and don't know how to read it. You know what I'm saying? And then look at 3-point percentage and don't know how to gauge it and read it. So I'm going to just give you my context into what I see and what I view as what the field goal percentage means. You get what I'm saying? From this range to this range. So basically anything from when it comes to field goal percentage, because field goal percentage is everything in one. If you don't know, it's everything, layups, 3 points, everything, all in one. So field goal percentage from anything below, you know what I'm saying, 40% is considered horrendous and anus or terrible. That's horrendous. Like anything below that is straight atrocious. You know what I'm saying? Anything from 40 to 42, that's what we call, that's just bad. It's inefficient. It's not really good. You know what I'm saying? That's not what you want, because you're going to get in that range from volume anyways, but it's not good at all. It's what we consider that's bad, inefficient, is from 40 to 42. Then we have 43 and 44%. Those two percentages right there in that range, that's what we call, you know, decent. It's not bad, but it's not the greatest. It's just decent. It's right enough, solid, you know, right? It's a decent ballpark right there. And then you got 45 and 46. That's what we call good. That's very good. That's very solid. You know what I'm saying? That's very solid, very good at 45, 46. Then 47 to 49 is what we call very good. That's very good. You know what I'm saying? That range right there is very good. You're like, okay, that boy's a problem. That's very good. Not a lot of people are in that range. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about perimeter wise. We're not talking about bigs and stuff like that. And then when you get into the ballpark of 50 plus, that's when you're in the elite category. Anything from 50 plus is considered elite. Obviously, depending how that 50% comes, especially if it's off the guy scoring off majority jump shots, then that's where it's like elite T. That's past elite. That's superior. That's like a different category, different echelon. You know what I'm saying? Even if you scoring 50 plus and a lot of it is paint, it's still elite regardless, but it's not as elite as the person who's doing a majority on the perimeter, right? So when it comes to 3-point percentages, when you have someone who's below 30%, that's what we call horrendous and anus. You know what I'm saying? That's especially when it comes to 3 points. Anything below 30% is straight doo-doo. You know what I'm saying? Then anything from 30 to 32, that range right there is what we call is bad, inefficient. Like, he's not a good shooter, really. It's just bad. It's not what we want. Then you get from 33 to 36 range. That's what we call decent. You get what I'm saying? That's very decent. Anything from 37 to 39 is what we call solid. That's good. Solid/good. That's what we call that right there. And then anything from 40 to 44 is very good. That's very good. You know what I'm saying? That's like you're in the upper tier. That's very good. And then anything from 45 plus is what we call elite. Anything from 45 plus is elite. That's where you're talking about. You're in the Steph ranges. You're so elite at shooting. Like shooting 45% from 3 and plus is so elite. It's like basically every shot you shoot, 1 out of 2 shots is going in. Like that's disgusting. You know what I'm saying? You gotta trust him. So that's how the ranges go when it comes to just efficiency and just comes to just shooting. So that's context is gonna apply to how I rate my players. You get what I'm saying? In my top 5. So that's just the context and the backstory. So you understand when I'm reading these stats and I'm reading these things, you kind of understand where I'm coming from. So we got number 1 based off of last year in the finals and everything. The number 1 player in the NBA at this point, regardless of injury or whatever the case is, because I haven't seen them after injury. We don't know what's going on. But at this point, at this moment, right now, it's Kevin Durant is the number 1 player in the NBA by far. He's just on a different tier, a different echelon, you know what I'm saying, than the others. Just discussed it. And also playoffs is also a big part of my rating, you know what I'm saying? So in the regular season, Kevin Durant averaged 26 points from the field. He averaged 6 assists and he averaged 6 rebounds. He also was shooting 52% from the field. That's what you heard me say. That's elite category. And he's even more elite because his majority jump shots. So that's even more disgusting. You got to trust him. You get what I'm saying? His 3-point percentage was 35%. So he's in the decent category. He had other years where he had higher, but he's in the decent category from last year. You know what I'm saying? But my main thing with that is just the fact that in the playoffs, this man upped everything. In the playoffs, he went to 32 points per game. He was doing 50, 40, 90 in the playoffs. 90% from the free throw line, 32 points per game. And the man was shooting 51% from the field and 43% from 3-point line. When you up you go from 26 to 32 points in the playoffs, my God. Like, and I'm telling you, I'm showing you he's in the 3-point percentage range. He's in the very good category. He's in the elite category of field goals. 32 points per game. That's disgusting. That's number 1. That's like no one's even close. Like it's not even fair. 50, 40, 90 on that output. Like that's reckless, man. And you already know he's unguardable. You got to call an audible. You already know. So KD is number 1. Even though he tore his Achilles and he's injured, just you've seen the shift in the finals. You've seen that this man coming back, he definitely would have brought them back from 3-1 and got the finals MVP and got the 3-peat. Like he's just a different breed. Like it's not even plays both sides of the floor as well. So it's not even debatable. If you really know basketball, he's definitely the number 1 player. Obviously, after the injury, we'll reanalyze him and reevaluate him at that point. But right now, we're going off what we just saw. I'm going off the last season that I just saw. I haven't seen him play yet. I've seen what I last seen him play, number 1. You get what I'm saying? So we go past that, number 2 player in the NBA. At this moment, I got Kawhi Leonard, obviously. You know what I'm saying? If you know what he did last season, it was just carrying the Raptors and carrying them to a championship. Obviously, that's just going to propel you above the rest. He's at 27 points per game during the regular season. Shot 37% from the field, which is in the solid category, right? I lied. Yeah, it's in the solid good category, 37 to 39, which is very solid. He shot 49% from the field, which is very good. Basically, you boost that 49.496. That's 50%. That he's in the elite category with his field goal percentages, regardless. So just an elite talent. And then when the playoffs, which is what matters the most, especially in my ratings, because when the high leverage moments, the higher the game becomes, the higher the pressure, more lights on you, spotlights, all that type of stuff. What do? You rise and carry. The man rolls his points per game to 31 points per game in the season, 9 rebounds and 4 assists. Disgusting, man. There's just different breed. He shot 37 again, 38% from the field in that solid category. You know what I'm saying? And then he shot 50% from the field again, very elite. Like in the playoffs, with all the pressure on you and all the people like locking in on you, and you're doing that, that's very disgusting. You got to trust him. Finals MVP. He would be number 1 if there was no KD, but Kevin Durant was still there. Even though I know he got injured and whatever the case is, regardless, Kawhi Leonard's number 2 because KD's still a higher echelon than him, and Kawhi was there. You know what I'm saying? Kawhi's the next best one at the small forward position, plays elite defense. Like, that's going to propel you. He's not a two-way player anymore. He's just a don on both ends. So that's shut down Giannis, you know what I'm saying? So, like, he's a different type of breed. So he's definitely number 2 and won a ring and carried the Raptors, you know what I'm saying? Propelled the franchise to the promised land. So he's number 2. Those first 2 to me it's too easy. It's not debatable. You know what I'm saying? Then we have number 3. What do we have at number 3? I have Stephen Curry at number 3. That's what I have at number 3 as the third best player in the NBA at this moment, because at the end of the day, how far your team goes also matters in my ratings. His team went to the finals. He was doing well in the finals, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, like, when it comes to Curry, there's certain big moments that he doesn't show up as he should, and that he does in the regular season that he doesn't do in the playoffs, which has always been a hindrance of his career. That's why he doesn't have a Finals MVP, all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, he's still elite. Even when he's not at that level, he's still elite, and he still goes far. For instance, versus Harden and them boys in Houston, in that series, in the game 6, he should 1 point or 0 points in the first half. Then he just snapped like that. So he still had moments where he carried. You know what I'm saying? And versus Portland, all those comebacks, he was a big part of it and splashing, if you ask him. So Steph Curry was definitely elite. Averaged 27 points per game, 5 rebounds, 5 assists last year during the season. 91% from the free throw line. He shot 43% from 3, which is in that very good category, you know what I'm saying? And then he shot 47% from the field, again, in that very good category. So definitely all his shooting is just elite. Well, very good, elite, you know what I mean? Same type of close enough. And he's just a different breed. And not only what makes it elite is the type of takes he's taking. The type of takes he's taking to shoot that efficient and that at very good categories is just what propels it to even the more elite category. That's the context behind the efficiency. You get what I'm saying? So Steph Curry's already a different breed. And in the playoffs, this is why he drops to 3, even though he was in the finals, is because his playoffs still rose. He went to 28 points per game in the playoffs. You get what I'm saying? He rose up by a little bit, by 1. But you see the other 2 guys I mentioned, their points per game skyrocketed by at least 5 points, stuff like that. Like, that's a big jump. You know what I'm saying? His only jump 1 point. You get what I'm saying? And his efficiencies 3-point went down all the way to 37, and then his field goal went from 47 to 44. You know what I'm saying? So that's gonna be a knock against him. But in the finals he still averaged 30, but again, not a good efficiency. But at the end of the day, it's Steph Curry. You know what I'm saying? He's putting in work, and at the end of the day, he's carrying his team in the moments that he did need. In certain situations, he was there, but majority he wasn't. But at the end of the day, his team goes that far. So it's like, I think you can't have someone in the finals at that elite level and not put him in your top 5. Like, I don't understand why people are not putting him in the top 5. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't make no sense to me. Again, so we move forward from there. That's where I have Steph Curry rated. And at this point right now, so we're gonna move forward. We got the number 4. The number 4 player that I have in the NBA right now at this moment, based off the last year, the last season to this current point, we got Giannis. We got Giannis Antetokounmpo. I know a lot of people have wrote him off because he got exposed by Kawhi and all that type of stuff, but there's no way you're an MVP and you're not in the top 5. It makes absolutely no sense. So I got him at number 4, regardless. His team went to the Eastern Conference Finals in the regular season. The man averaged 28 points per game. The man averaged 13 rebounds and 6 assists. Like, that's disgusting. Like, however you want to slice it, is only in the paint and all that type of stuff. It's still disgusting to do that kind of output. He shot 58% from the field. His 3 was anus, where he only shot 26%. That's anus, very bad, terrible category, right? But his field goal percentage is in the elite category. Yes, it's only 2s and his majority layups, but it's still elite. You get what I'm saying? Obviously, it's not as impressive compared to the KDs who's shooting 50+ and the Kawhi shooting 50+ because his majority jump shots, but it's still elite regardless, the number itself. So, you know what I mean? It's just MVP candidate, or MVP winner, number 1 seed in the whole NBA, and then going to the conference finals. Obviously, he got exposed. That's why he dropped this down to 4. But you can't be an MVP, have that kind of output, get exposed, and be out of the top 5. That doesn't make no sense. It doesn't add up. He drops within the top 5 based on him getting exposed, which is why I have him at 4. But he's not out the top 5 because at the end of the day, he still was an MVP winner. You know what I'm saying? And still had a lot of output. And he still, at the end of the day, went to the conference finals. That matters. He was still in the playoffs and still was performing to a certain extent. You get what I'm saying? But his playoffs, like the fact that he was averaging 28 in the regular season and then he averaged only 25.5, 26 in the playoffs shows you that his output decreased. His cooking decreased. That for me is already a knock. That's gonna knock you down. You know what I'm saying? As well as him, that attributes to him getting exposed. That's in the same category. Like you're supposed to increase. Like you heard Shaq say all the time. You increase your points per game. You increase your output in the playoffs, especially shorter amount of games, shorter amount of games per series, all that type of stuff. You have to snap every single time with the bright lights and the pressure. You have to carry. You have to go even harder in the playoffs than the regular season. And he did it. He dropped his points per game. His field goal percentage went from 58 to 49. You get what I'm saying? Which is a big drop. His 3-point it improved to 32, which is solid. You know what I'm saying? Which, well, it's still 32, 33. It's in that solid, decent, almost bad category, but he didn't shoot enough anyway. So, but like I said, this is my reason why I have Giannis at 4. Other people have him out the top 5. That's just being disrespectful because the man won MVP. You can't win MVP and be out the top 5. That makes no absolute sense. Especially the context of your MVP is you were the number 1 seed. No. That makes no sense. So I have him at number 4. I feel like that's the perfect rating for him based off of what happened in the last season. Okay? So at the number 5th spot, you know what I'm saying? The number 5 spot, this one is going to might create some controversy and have you guys upset. You know what I'm saying? I have to kind of break this one in more depth and kind of like give you guys context into why I'm saying what I'm saying. Because I know a lot of people aren't going to like it, but it's true talks. Because true talks, you have to understand, I'm being real with y'all. I'm showing you guys the IQ and showing you what's really happening and what it really is. So basically, there's 3 type of players that could get this type of spot. Well, 2 of the 3 will get this spot, could get this spot, but there's 3 type of similar players, and I'm going to show you the echelons on how they improve and their tiers of this type of player. So basically, you have the 3 guys, Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, and James Harden. These 3 guys are the same type of player, the way they play, especially with the stats and how they get their bucket. Well, some of how they get their buckets, but how they just stuff the stat sheet is the same type of player. You got Westbrook, who's a triple-double machine. They're all triple-double machines, you know what I'm saying? And the way they play, on the way they pad the stats. But at the end of the day, only one of them can make the top 5 because, like I showed you, the top 4 already. So only one of them can make the top 5. So I'm going to show you the IQ behind why I have this person where I have them. So let's break down how they're similar. Their similarities, right? So we have Westbrook. Westbrook is the type of guy where he's getting all his assists and he's getting the triple-double. He's guaranteed a triple-double, a walking triple-double. Did it for 3 straight years. But at the end of the day, when it comes to Westbrook averaged 23 last year, you know what I'm saying, points per game. He averaged 10 or 11 rebounds and 11 assists, okay? But at the end of the day, his free throw was 65%. Anus. His 3-point percentage was 29%. Like you showed me, you heard me tell you how the breakdown of the percentages was. Anus, that's terrible, horrendous, is below 30% from 3. Then you have his field goal, which was 43%, which is basically, that is on the hybrid of bad and decent. You know what I'm saying? So that's not a good look for Westbrook at all based off the last season and getting knocked out in the first round. You get what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's the type of player he is. Now, if you look at his takes are basically athletic. He's an athletic point guard. He can pass, you know what I'm saying? And he could rebound. And he scores a lot in the paint. He could pull up here and there and hit threes here and there. And he doesn't really have OD crossovers and all that type of stuff. It's mainly hezzy blow by. You know what I'm saying? So that's how he's similar to the next person I'm about to name, which is LeBron James. LeBron James is basically the second tier version of that player. Westbrook is the tier 3 version of that type of player with the triple doubles flirted in. You know what I'm saying? Point guard. And LeBron is the second version, the tier 2 version of that player. Because at the end of the day, what did LeBron do? He averaged 27, 8, and 8 last year. You know what I'm saying? And he did that 66% from the free throw line. Anus. He did it from 34% from the 3-point line, which is decent. You know what I'm saying? Then he did it 51% from the field, which is elite, very elite. But a lot of it is paint, so it's not as elite as the KDs or whatever, but it's still elite regardless because it's 51% from the field. You know what I'm saying? But he's basically the better version of the Westbrook type of play style. Like I said, hezzy blow-bys is what his go-to guaranteed move. When I say go-to guaranteed move and his move is, it doesn't mean he doesn't do other moves, but it's like, for instance, 9 times, 8 times, 7 times out of 10, What is he going to do? Hezzy blow by, get to the rim. You know what I'm saying? The other 2 times, if he's to score 10 field goals, 7 of them, I guarantee you, is going to be off Hezzy blow by. The other 3, 1, it might be spin, moving, transition, or whatever. Doesn't mean he doesn't do any other takes. It just means if I'm to average it out, 7 times out of the 10, or majority of the times, he's going to do Hezzy blow by. It's the same thing as if someone is getting 20 points per game. It doesn't mean they don't score 40. It doesn't mean they don't score 30 or they're not capable of doing that. It just means guaranteed they're probably going to score the 20. That's what that means. You know what I'm saying? And that's equivalent to LeBron in the situation. LeBron is the better version of Westbrook. That's what he basically is. He's the better passer, the better rebounder, even though the stats don't say that, but he's the better passer, he's the better rebounder, and he's the better scorer in the same type of ways. Hezzy blow by, athleticism, he's bigger and stronger. You know what I'm saying? Hezzy blow by, going and scoring a lot in the paint, can shoot the mid-range a bit better than Westbrook, and can shoot a 3 a bit better than Westbrook. You know what I'm saying? But their play style is literally the same. They hold the ball, blow by, paint, you know what I'm saying? Pull up here and there, 3-point here and there, and dimes here, and you know what I mean? And that's LeBron is the better version of Westbrook in that situation. Look, basically, Westbrook is a smaller version of LeBron. He's 6'3", 6'4". LeBron is the bigger version of Westbrook at the 6'8" category, bigger, stronger, and that's the same type of play style they have, which is why their stats and they can flirt for triple doubles the exact same way. You know what I'm saying? Now, the tier 1 version of this play style is James Harden. Same way he flirts with a triple-double, his rebounding is less than both of those guys. But at the end of the day, James Harden's scoring is such superior than both of them that's why he's the tier 1 version of what they do. You know what I'm saying? He's 36 points per game that he averaged. The year before that, averaged 30 points per game. He's been eating. He's been, assists is 7.5, and his rebounds was 7. You know what I'm saying? So 8 assists, 7 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? Free throws is 88, tier 1 version compared to those 3. You know what I'm saying? And then his 3-point percentage was 37, which is a bit above those 3. You know what I'm saying? He's more in the very good category, in the good category, solid category. You know what I'm saying? And his field goal percentage was 44. You get what I'm saying? Which is in the decent category. It's higher than Westbrook, but lower than LeBron. But the way he's scoring is higher than them. He's doing step backs. He's basically doing what Westbrook and LeBron do, but he's doing it from 3. You know what I'm saying? He's doing it from 3. It's the same type of play style. ISO, predominantly ISO. You know what I'm saying? Everybody around you have shooters, or you know what I mean? And then you have the guy who could roll a little bit in here and there, but it's basically ISO, and they score when you give it to them. You know what I'm saying? Same type of offense. That's the way their play style is. Harden is the better version because analytically, he is better than when it comes to LeBron. Because even though he shoot a lower field goal percentage, his output is so much, and he's doing it from 3 so much that he's going to score like his points per game more than what LeBron does. LeBron is doing it mainly to paint. So he's basically the more advanced version of what LeBron is actually doing. And people don't see this. You have to understand and deep what I'm saying and take it in to actually understand the comparisons, understand the levels to the arsenal that I'm actually explaining here. You know what I'm saying? They're the same type of players, but different tiers in what they do. You know what I'm saying? Westbrook is the lower tier 1. Then you have LeBron, which is the same type of Westbrook, but the better version, the bigger, the stronger, you know what I'm saying? Version, the better passer, all of that type of stuff. He's just a revamped Westbrook. Then James Harden is a revamped one of them because at the end of the day, even though he's not bigger and stronger, when I say revamped, he's doing what LeBron is doing, but he's doing it from 3. You know what I'm saying? He's doing step backs. He's doing the analytic way of scoring, which is why his output is so fast. You know what I'm saying? He's also goes to the free throw line more than LeBron, which LeBron goes to free throw line a lot, but he doesn't score the free throws like James Harden scores. You know what I'm saying? Just everything is at a higher output when it comes to James Harden. And that's why James Harden, for me, is going to be at the number 5 spot because of what he's doing and what he did. And just he's a tier 1 version of that type of play style. And when it comes to the last season, he made the playoffs. And even though he lost in the second round where he should have actually went further because no KD and they got injured, so he should have technically won because the year before that was CP3 was the one who got injured, and they said we lost because of CP3. You had all of them, and then they lost KD. You're supposed to win that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why he's dropped down all the way to 5 for me. But there's no way you can not make the playoffs like LeBron and actually be in the top 5. To me, that makes no absolute sense. At the end of the day, people are his team, and that team. Before the season started, mans were saying they're supposed to be the top 3 in the East, in the West. Mans were saying that with the Lakers, so I don't want to hear that shit. Obviously, he got injured and it derailed some of the season, but at the end of the day, people saying he was top 4 at that time. He was top 4 and all this type of stuff. At the time he was top 4, remember, you guys are forgetting. Houston was like 10th seed or 11th seed. OKC was like 10th seed or 11th seed. You know what I'm saying? The Jazz were like 10th seed or 9th seed. At the time, Memphis was, I think, number 1. Like, it was, and the Clippers were like number 2. Golden State was like number 3. There was all kinds of nonsense going on in the West until later. So that was not going to stand or last. Regardless, he had a 500 record when he played. He still had time to redeem himself after he came back from injury, and it didn't work. So I can't reward you for that. At the end of the day, I can't reward you for that to be a top 5 player. You know what I'm saying? Because a top 5 player would actually carry in that situation and forcing them to win. You'll rally your troops around you. He's not playing no defense at all. That he in the last end of the stretch. Like, come on now, you can't. I don't know why people rate him high. Who are you rating him in the top 5 higher than? Look at the people I just named you. You know what I'm saying? People just erase KD out of there and put him in. Like, you can't be doing that stuff. I'm going off based what just happened. You know what I'm saying? So based off what just happened, that is the reason why I have him outside of the top 5. He'll probably be 6 looking in, but he's not in the top 5. And I just named the reasons why. And that's the IQ behind it. That's the breakdown in the context behind it. You know what I'm saying? It's just, at the end of the day, like I said, when it comes to LeBron in this situation, that's why he's saying a revenge season and a comeback season, all that type of stuff, because he knows what's at stake and he knows what happened in the last season. You know what I'm saying? I can't reward you for that. I just can't reward you for it. I'm just being real. Obviously, a lot of people aren't gonna like it, but what you do, your stats, you can't just have stats on a team that doesn't make the playoffs, or else DeMarcus Cousins would have been the number 1 player and AD number 1 and 2 players from time when they've been getting elite stats. But the knock against them was they don't make playoffs. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You know what I'm saying? You can't be the best player because you're going to the finals and all this type of stuff, but then you don't go to the finals or don't go to the playoffs at all and still be the best player. Like, it doesn't add up. You can't apply what you want to apply because it's LeBron James. You can't do that. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You know what I'm saying? You can't have it. You can't have it. So that's what I'm saying. And again, James Harden would be way higher. His points per game is actually disgusting. You got to trust him. But at the end of the day, he even in the playoffs, he went down to 31.6 points per game. You know what I'm saying? His efficiency from 3 went to 35, and his field goal percentage went to 41. So it's hard to keep that same 36 points per game in the playoffs. Like, rise your input to 40 or whatever the case is. Hard to do that. But at the end of the day, it shouldn't drop off by 5 points. It shouldn't drop off that much if you've been eating the whole season. It should be similar. Even I know his playoffs is more tight. Maybe at least 34, 33, but 31? You know what I'm saying? No, it can't drop that far. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're playing the same way. And also, people forget it. Houston was supposed, if LeBron was in Houston's shoes, they wouldn't have made the playoffs. Because Houston, remember, people, when Melo and all of them were there and all that type of stuff, and people were blaming Melo and all this stuff, they were out of the playoffs like 10th, 11th seed. They're worse than the Lakers. Then he snapped one of those 40-point turn and brought them into the playoffs, brought them to 4th seed. Like, what are man's talking about? Like, you can't, there's no way I'm putting LeBron over Harden in the situation, and I'm no way I'm putting LeBron or Harden over those other 4 that I mentioned. So that's the context behind my top 5, you get what I'm saying? So I just hope you understand and can actually take the feelings away, take the love away, and just analyze what I'm analyzing and rock with me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's true talks. Because true talks, man. At the end of the day, that's what it is. Now, this whole new season is a different season. It's going to get erased. It's going to get squashed. I'm going to assess based off this season and based off the playoffs. Playoffs matters. Like, the high leverage moments matter the most. So we'll see how that goes. Anyways, it's true talks. Because true talks. You feel what I'm saying? The games are tonight, man. It's going to be an epic night. I'm definitely doing a video on both of them, you know, from how the games look. So we'll see how that goes. Kawhi versus LeBron is the showdown. We'll see, man. We'll see. Like I said, even if, let's say, LeBron destroys Kawhi or Kawhi destroys LeBron, that has nothing to do with this video. This video is based off last season. You know what I'm saying? Based off of last season. So, share, like, and subscribe. You already know. Jeez. The season's about to be disgusting. You better trust them. You feel me? True talks. Because true talks, man. And I'm out.